is a day that my Father has made. I will rejoice. Jah, I thank you for this morning. Oh, it's a brand new day. Little bird, they thanking and they sing. So let's all get down and pray.
Welcome, one and all, to another Teach and Prof episode. And tonight, as usual, I have with me my co-host, not Professor One, my brother from New York City, and Wagwan. But first, welcome.
Welcome, people. Welcome.
Like up the thing, shit.
Yeah?
You know, as I said, sanitize. When you come on from the channel and a whole of reason why you're not listen to it, just sanitize. And the sanitizing in this case is just pressing the like button. Yeah, man, just press the like button and sanitize up yourself. You know, so once you press the like button, you're safe. Safe to stay.
Right, like, share, and subscribe as well, you know. Fully sanitize.
Yeah, man. Help the thing to grow. Tonight we have a topic, and it'll take a two-phase view. One from my perspective and one from my good friend perspective. Is Jamaica still the place to live, work, and raise family, and to retire? So there's the two things. Is it still safe for me to live, work, and raise my family here in Jamaica since I'm still here? And it is still a safe place for my good friend to retire, come back home and enjoy the sun and the sea and the sun. So that's our topic. What has been the trend in crime and violence in Jamaica? And how do I feel and the Jamaican feel from our perspective being here? I know the people in the diaspora feels like my friend here looking on. What are they hearing? How are they feeling about returning home? That's the meat and the matter tonight. And we could discuss it at the end. Tell us how you feel, and we'll show fun and keep the conversation going beyond the recording of tonight's episode. So, let me start off with you, my friend.
Yes, start now.
Let's start with you. What do you think? What a New Yorker from your news and social media or Main Street media? What's your feeling when you hear the news coming out of Jamaica? How it make you feel that 10 years time coming home, building a place, and retiring and spending the rest of your life in Jamaica? What's your thought on it?
All right, so I'll tell you what my thought is on it, and then I'll elaborate. So I'm nervous. Now, as you know, and it's not because of COVID, but I am extremely homesick, and I would love to come back home. But when I think of the high rate of crime and violence in the country, it's definitely, a deterrent for me to want to move back home. I'm now entertaining the idea of living in Florida instead, which I like Florida, but I'm not a big fan of Florida to want to live in Florida. I rather come back home. But now I'm entertaining Florida. I mean, one, high rate of crime in Jamaica, and two, most of the family is now living in Florida. But I really want to come back home. I've been homesick from day one. So I've been homesick for 24 years. Over 24 years. So, yeah. But I was having a conversation, similar conversation, with one of our mutual friends. I am going to say Wednesday night. Yes. Wednesday night, and we were saying the same thing about wanting to come back home, he and I, and we had the same opinion of crime and violence and wanting to come back home, but yet when you're home, you have to be watching your shoulder. You leave the grocery store, you gotta be looking behind you to see who's following you. You go to the bank, you leave the bank, you have to worry about if you're being followed. You go to the club or have a drink, wherever you go. So you're constantly on alert. You're constantly looking over your shoulder. No one wants to live that way. I live here, and I cannot say it won't happen, but I've built up that sense of security.
That was going to be my question. I said, before I put in my 2 cents, and being here, if I do feel the same as you feel, being in it, living it. What I was going to ask you, isn't crime in New York? Why wouldn't you be as aware and take the same precaution? And in the bank, wouldn't you survey the place? The surveillance thing, and be careful. And why wouldn't you do the same thing that you're expected to do in Jamaica?
Okay, so in New York, right? All right, so it might be different from me because I'm a Jamaican. I have had home invasion in Jamaica, so I am constantly on alert, no matter where I am. So it's natural for me, but I'm not on high alert. I'm aware.
And why alert? Is it because the crime rate is so low? Why you wouldn't be on high alert? What caused you to?
All right, so I can.
Jamaica?
I take public transportation. I work 3 days a week, and I have to take the subway, right? And I can close my eyes on the subway and not worried about being robbed. I close my eye on the subway. I sit. I'm not sleeping. I listen to my music. I don't like staring at people. I like to stare in people's faces. So I close my eyes. I listen to my music, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried that someone's gonna grab my headphones. And I buy pretty expensive headphones, $300-$400 headphone I wear on the train. Because I love my music. I have an iPad that costs an old or third, fourth generation iPad click wheel will cost, because it's hard to get, it costs almost $400. You can't get it.
But
you have to pay that fee.
But let me ask you, are you safe why you act that way, or are you foolish why you act that way?
I am safer why I act that way. I mean, listen, I'm not wearing flashy chain on the train, because you can be robbed, Don't get me wrong. People have been robbed of their phones and jewelry on the train. But I'm not wearing any jewelry on the train. I have on a watch.
Oh, so they are...
And I have on them two sterling silver bang there. One of them are my grandmother. I have a comfort. But I'm not with a flashy jewelry. I'm not with a bling. I'm not bling up. You know what I mean? And as I said, I'm not sleeping. I'm not.
Yeah, but is it that case where the items that the guys would come at, so you avoid those items, but in Jamaica, you think that in Jamaica they will come at anything?
No, man, they will steal expensive headphones. If they know that oh shit, this guy's wearing a fucking Beats Studio headset. While their headphones out there that cost more than the Beats, but because Beats is popular. But I have not heard for a very long time of anyone stealing headphones or even Beats. You know what I mean? And I have, and there have been times where I have gone, after work, drinking with co-workers. I take the train, 10, 11 o'clock, you know, and I get off and I walk down my block, and I'm walking 10 minutes walk home, you know, and I am not afraid. I do pay attention. I'm aware, but I'm not afraid. You know, the other
You feel safe. You feel safe enough to do it at that hour.
yeah. Saturday, and then Saturday I this plumber come do some plumbing work Saturday. He reached my house after 5, so I was getting 10 o'clock and got there after 5 o'clock, right? But he's a hustling guy. He might come from another job, and he have a car, and you know, understand. You know what time the man leave my house? And the man live in Brooklyn. I mean live in the Bronx. The man leave house 12 o'clock. And I train him out taking train.
And there was no conversation of concern on his part.
No, I say party. Babe, what time I reach home? I say about 1, 2 o'clock.
It's a routine thing for.
Yeah, because it was a brother to call, go all the way I feel to go to work. And take a train. So I know say I go feel to go take it. I know say when I come back to New York, it's late. You know, so perfect example. Not many houses, even in my neighborhood, not many houses have bars on them. My house don't have any. I mean, I have a security system, but there's no bars. And there's houses around me. I'm not saying it won't happen, but we have to worry about that kicking door and kicking window. You know, because even at Jamaica bar, them a cut through bar, a cut through roof. Nothing will stop them.
Contrast that no bar thing in your neighborhood to where I'm living. I live in a gated community with security guard and patrol. And so I have a gate at the front from the road, and there are many blocks, and in my blocks you have a gate again that you have tags that open it. So I have a gate, and then you have gate internal, and I still have bars.
You have bars? You have bars?
I have bars.
I didn't know you have bars.
You want me to show you that I have bars?
I honestly did not think because of where you are, you would need bars.
I have bars. I got the house. The first investment in the house was bar. The house don't come with bar though. The first investment in the house was bar. Apart from paying the mortgage.
Does everyone else have bars?
A lot. I would say if you don't have, I think majority would have it. Because it's a mindset, you know.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
A mindset.
And I can tell you that most of the houses that have bars on them in this neighborhood, in my neighborhood, or in any neighborhood in New York, they're Caribbeans.
Mindset.
Caribbean live in those houses. Whether you're Jamaican, Guyanese, Trinidadian, even Africans.
If you notice, we're putting it inside now versus outside because outside give it too much work access.
Yeah, pry.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more difficult now to work from outside inside. So we put it for create a sense of security, but it's just a sense of security.
Right.
It's another layer of something for them to do, and maybe get a chance to call the police, make an alarm, do something. Just give you some time, basically.
Yeah, I mean, made them work. So, yeah, I mean, every country have its issues with crime and violence. And funny enough, you know, when I lived in Jamaica, and it never bothered me.
And you're coming around to where my position is.
It never bothered me. And when I hear people complain, oh Jesus, Jamaica is a mess out of them people there.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
But even now, you know, bro, even now, I still say it because it's not every Jamaican that lives in the United States have the privilege to speak even closely to what you are saying, because not every city or every state is the same and offer the same security in the United States of America. So
That
some
is true.
people, just because they live in the US, them think that they have the right to speak with the same security as if somebody who's living in Florida or somebody live there or somebody live there. No, because
It's different.
it's me from Chicago. And when the person asked me, I don't know you man in Jamaica with the crime and violence, me comes up on the computer. Thank God for information. So I say, how far you live from downtown Chicago? Me no go down there, so me jar out.
So it's all about context, right?
So you know why you don't go down there? Let me tell you why you don't go down there. Chicago crime rate worse than Jamaica.
Dude, you have a place in Florida. It was on Bad Boys movie. The last one.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. I know why I can't remember it. That is a bad place. Bad place.
And as we're talking about place, that's the same thing we have to do to Jamaica. That's where I want to go. Not everywhere in Jamaica, everybody have the same fear. Because some people in Jamaica don't know what we are talking about. When somebody from Montego Bay talking, you have people in other parts that say, what? You understand me? You have some place in St. Andrew saying, what? The gunman them don't go certain places, you know. Who have the money, them don't rob the people who have money, you know.
Yeah, so apparently for you to be safe in Jamaica, you have to live a certain place. But then
Yeah.
what about those returning residents who are killed? You know what I mean? They hire people and
Yeah. People contract killing with always, because sometimes it's not about just crime. Random. Random.
It's a contract killing or
Contract as killing.
I'm not talking about contract. I'm talking about remember the Canadian couple? I think St. Thomas. They paid this
Yeah. And tourists, so we don't have an issue of killing tourists.
No.
You know what? If 1,600 people dead, the amount of tourists that died over the last 10 years probably be about 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it's normally those tourists.
And we don't target tourists.
Yeah, it's normally those tourists who venture into certain neighborhoods because they want to look drugs.
And get involved in some
Yeah,
but that visit and do them visiting thing and go on, but no. They want to rap with the locals and get involved in some things, and you know. The couple in St. Thomas were doing some volunteer work. They were building houses or something like that. They get involved in the community. They weren't even visiting again. In the nature, they were doing some community work and development. And it's strange that somebody killed them, but they got so involved with the community.
Yes.
Happened between them and somebody. Somebody took them out. So it wasn't just a robbery or anything like that.
No, I thought it was a handyman who did it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody close. Somebody get close to. Yeah. So it's rare, but there are people in Jamaica that feel safe. I'm sure that if I should do a survey in my community, they don't feel that way as strongly as how you portray it.
No, I understand because I was in that same shoe. I wore that same shoe before, you know. And that happens when you live somewhere else for a long time and you have that different sense of security. It's hard.
But to be honest, in my 51 plus years, my house has never been robbed, no matter where I live so far. It's a knock on wood.
Knock for you.
I have never been personally robbed, pickpocket, pick chain, my wife has. That's the closest. You know.
But funny enough, I've never been robbed either, except for that one time they broke into the house and that traumatized me. I couldn't sleep. The first time I actually have a good night's sleep without worrying is when I came to America.
That same robbery is the closest I've ever come to to a house being robbed. It wasn't my house, but it was a house right in front of me. That is closest. It was unfortunately your house, you know.
The first.
And it was a first thing. It
Yeah.
wasn't targeted. That's why I feel good about it, you know. Or less bad about it. Let me say less bad. Let me not use the word good.
Not good. Because someone died. Someone died. So
The reason why I feel less bad about it because eventually I know that it's a next door neighbor house they really come at. And there's things involving that with that homeowner that was shady, and it was a very new person. The person moved in the same day, and the robbery took the same night, right?
yeah, but you know that robbery has affected me still.
Yeah, based off of what they did inside, and because the neighbor got killed, so you know that they had gone, and you know that them could mistaken identity.
Guns.
And one false move could have ended
Yes, man.
someone's whole life, you know, by the same perpetrators. So it was dangerous. It wasn't a plaything. It wasn't just a robbery. Them come to kill someone and enter the wrong house, you know. So it was potentially very dangerous. And I understand, you know, because
Yeah, but I mean, even though I do patrol my house at night time, you know. If I hear on sound, I'll check the camera. I'll get up, and you know, and even when I go to Jamaica, I can't really. If I stay in a hotel, I can't sleep. If I don't, I can't sleep. I'm on edge, even though, you know.
and contrast to that, I'm comfortable. Wrongfully, jury's out on that whether I should be more concerned than I am. Not saying that I'm not concerned. When I go on the road, but drive on the road, I don't feel that. I don't do the extra look behind my back thing like how you say you feel that would require if you're.
Well, that's a conversation we had. We were like, yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, because you live outside that situation. So being out looking in and the news is like if you hear about one killing and one robbery, you think it's everywhere in Jamaica. So you're gonna be that same way. And a lot of Jamaican killings are people who are involved in things.
Right, and it's in
The thing, a lot of it is domestic violence, meaning
Scam.
people who know people. It's scammer and the gang.
Scammer.
Scammer and gang warfare turn on each
Mhm.
other. When you move all of that, the random thing is very minute. Very minute. And even some of them we think is random. It's involvement, contract. Yes, so it looks like a random, but there's a connection to somebody that they know. Some little shady deal go on and them send somebody to kill you. So if you even move, if you find out that very, very.
Yeah, but I mean, they have been. Well, I know there have been, you know, related killings. In the sense that you can't catch Quark, you catch him shot.
Yeah.
You
Some
know,
of that. And that has always been with us. Where thing, and that's comes from gang warfare too. And them can't catch that. Remember that betray them or backbite them or you know cross them and then kill family member.
yeah, I mean, if you look at where the crimes are taking place, it's really in a city or, you know.
Yeah, but robberies do take place, and one of the big non-violent crime that we have is robbery, is extortion of the business places. And if you ask any business person in Jamaica, they are not being extorted.
Yeah, but what about the guys on a yang? Trailing people, grabbing bags.
They are happening. Them grabbing the phones.
Yes.
Yeah. They're grabbing the phones at the stoplight and stuff. But it's nowhere near Brazil. You know, it's nowhere near Brazil where them just do it. You know, say him rob. No. Them walk and rob your jump up on the bus window and take your phone and walk down. We not reach this, but it would be reported and people express it. It will feel like it's a Brazil situation.
Well,
So
how far away are we from Brazil, though?
no, that affect me, because I know that the young guys are there and potentially there. I am alert when I hear them sound. Thank God that the bike loud,
Yeah.
but I'm aware. I be here, me start look, theme, because me go take him off, Yeah, man, me prepare to take him off of the bike. If him try a thing. I saw one robbery, but these were not young. These those gully people, one of them gay people who were living in the gully. And him just walk up, just take the lady phone at the traffic.
Yeah.
And just jumping.
Wait. She was in her car?
She was in a car in front of me.
Yeah.
She was on her phone. I didn't even know that. I saw him sat on the gully ledge. You know that, look at the bridge, the ledge bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he sat, this is Arbitrary Road, in front of Medical Associate Hospital,
Yeah.
Grove Road. And we're in a traffic stoplight and he sat on it. And I saw him jump off, walk between me and the car, go up, take the phone out of her hand, casually walk back and then jump in the gully.
What the hell?
I was like, that does
That really happen?
Because it took me a while to process that it's robber where I'm doing it slowly and calmly. Yeah. Me see me reaching, I'm seeing my walk myself, when do I want to go? So, so Robin does, me touch my wife and say, you saw that? And she said, yeah. He told me I said, yes. Robin, I knows like that. Till they had to post police right there. Because it was, and that time was a frequent thing. So,
you're not even safe in the car then?
Not at the stoplights, in traffic. The young are taking, there's a phone, you're on the phone, and they just drive in between, especially and drive past you, grab it and ride off his bike. Easy getaway.
Let me ask you a question though. At night, are we still stopping at traffic lights at night? Because I know certain hours at night we never used to stop.
And it's still required. What I do, if I go to the airport for a drop off or a pickup late night, I used to pick up a particular person. Whenever they come, they used to come like 1 o'clock in the morning. Or if them leave 12 o'clock in the night, midnight.
But when I'm come from England?
No, man, cheap New York flight. So I'm going through the stoplights at those hours. I slow down because there are idiots out there, Even on the green, I slow down because some people, like I said, do be at the stoplight at certain hours.
Yeah.
So I'm and say, boy, I'm alone on the road through the red because nobody now drive on the green. So even on the green, I do the same thing whether it's green or red. I go and I deal with like a stop sign. I deal with my stoplight like a stop sign. I'm prepared to take a ticket, but I'm slowing down and then go. I just want to see left and right.
Yeah.
Gone. Slow down. I'm going to do it like stop sign because stop sign say you must come to a complete stop.
A complete stop, yeah.
And then move off and then check. No, me I roll. So if it was a stop sign, me that get ticket. Because I roll. Me not stop.
Right. Okay.
Look, roll, look. And me do that straight through downtown. Because I've driven through downtown Kingston if I come from airport to go to Portmore.
You don't do the bypass?
To go to the car.
I was for the bypass.
Man. Which bypass?
Rockford.
Yeah, man. Even there, sir. Yeah, man. But I have to go back through downtown. After I do that, I have to go through downtown. And so my bypass Rainward Road, yes.
Yeah.
But we have to drive through Arbor Street.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So are going or the other one is well again. Harbour going that way, the other one coming, I can't remember. So, what if I
Stoplight, yeah.
before you reach Marcus Garvey? I know, and Marcus Garvey Drive now, you still have a whole heap of them because.
Stoplight, yeah. And Marcus Garvey Drive at the bad area too?
Yeah.
Touch right up.
Yeah, so you slow down and cut, man. Slow down and cut. And you look around. You not want to look for motor vehicle, you look for anything approaching it. So we still do that. And police should understand once you approach it a certain way. But if a man fly through the red, if me an officer, me I go stop him.
Yeah, because in my nature, reckless driving that.
Because suppose other man fly through the green. You understand me? So I would stop some armed person, and I would even caution somebody who fly through the green if me a police officer. I say, you think you do the right thing, but for your own safety, there are idiots out here. You can't fly through the green at certain hours. So
knowing where you are too.
Yeah. So, but my perspective on living in Jamaica is still a place to live.
I agree with you,
Not necessarily to work, but it's still a place to raise family.
I agree with you 100%.
Family, because no matter how family values are deteriorated in Jamaica, they're still far ahead of a lot of first world countries in the world.
That's true.
So it's still the place to raise family. And but the work part, it's a nice place to invest. There's a lot of money here.
If you have the money to invest, yes.
A lot of money here, a lot of potential to make money if you have the startup money. It's just a start.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard. It's not like certain countries that the micro sector is very looked about, very much funded. There's a lot of avenues for you to be funded, and a lot of grants, and a lot of write-offs, and a lot of this. In Jamaica, it's not, but there are changes, but it's so slow that we have a lot of work to do. But another part of the topic was, what is the government's role in keeping Jamaica in this unsafe mode for so many years? Why we can't fix it? What is the benefit to the government? Because every government, every election, everybody promise a safe Jamaica. Everybody promise changes. Everybody promise that we'll see drastic reduction in the rates. And is that remain the same, might increase? What is the incentive? Is there that nothing can be done, or there is a benefit in crime even at the government level? That is my thing,
That's a very good question, though. And very provocative as well. Because how is it that they allow this to continue for so long? How is it possible that they can't come up with a crime plan?
That works.
A viable crime plan that works. I find it hard to believe that the security forces have no idea who the real players are.
Don't put much thought in it. They know. So don't talk about the art to believe that they know every single main criminal in Jamaica.
Listen, I know they know. Everybody know they know. I just can't understand why they don't do something about it.
Because they are involved monetarily. Financially, they are against their financially. That is causing them not to get involved and do the right thing.
So one, the security forces are involved corruption in the security at the level of the security forces, and chances are there's also corruption within government.
I would say it's been a while now since government benefit. The reason why government might have a small benefit from it is turning a blind eye because it's their community support. This community supports the government. So the government don't want to go in it and rip it apart and dismantle them little happenings down there. And the community now switch to the other side because they say, oh, at the party when we support, mash up every daddy house, black up all of them, black up the Dan, and no, we are going to and them don't want to switch because they need them vote. That's
are the politicians weakening their security within that community, and then these attacks and
so
but what about drugs though?
No, and that's why the politician that replaced the power of the politician. When the politician got these guys out of the country, get them visa, Ghana, England, and US, Canada to some lesser extent, they got involved in the drugs trade, and the drugs brought gun, and then set up base here, and it made the politician extinct. They didn't need them again after a while.
Yeah, but right? I'm sure there are politicians who are involved in the drug trade. It might not be a great percentage.
I know that there were. I don't know if there still is. There may be 1 and 2.
Okay. I mean,
I want to put it past. We have 63 on both sides. That is 126. Out of the 126 on both sides that go enter for those 63 seats. Less than 10. If I suspect any, would I say less than 10? 5.
Well, but what about the lower houses or council?
No, man, they're more in a under the table contract with the contractors them, because them fix the road, clean the gully, and then something there. So you overprice the contract and make it a percentage. So for me to give you the contract, even though it's going to tender, we know it's skewed to you already, and everything is just formality. And
but I'm looking at crime, not just dangerous crime, but crime on the walls still, you know.
Yeah. So may I tell you the level of involvement? They will do, but the politician corruption. Yeah, if you know the involvement, not talk about the involvement with the outside community. No.
Yeah, but isn't there a lot of corruption and crime involving construction, whether it's
and contracts, not
contract,
only, but contract to the government in any farm, catering, anything. That's where the politicians are now, but not with the dance and the drug underworld and no. There's a big gap between those now. They might use them people in a certain time, but there's not a continuous relationship between those guys, and they might get to them things a different way now. So they move away from the party and walk with the gunman, and then so them days are done.
Yeah, I know them days are done, but still, how do you explain a gang like the Klansman running Spanish Town for so long though?
Police, not politician. Police. A politician can't go at anything. He might go tell the police and rely on police to end it. But the police replace the politicians. So Klansman is affiliated with one of the party. And one other is affiliated with the other.
Other party, yeah.
Spanish Town and probably Clarendon and Kingston and St. Andrews, to some extent. Portmore and look at our Spanish Town.
Right.
Police now know all of them. Where them live, how them eat, how them sleep, where them girlfriend and them girlfriend who married and have other. Them know everything. And I politician know. So imagine the politician want to get rid of them for look good, for fight election. Who am I going to get for dismantle it? The police. The police don't have the will again. Because there's money in the game. My solution for a while now has been for the country, borrow some money and retire a lot of these police. Which is time for the interest, nation interest, and then retire them. right? Borrow some police,
From where?
US, Canada, England. It's like a United Nation, UN thing. May I do a UN?
Yeah, but has that ever been done before though?
No. We get 5 people from Scotland Yard to help our investigation skill. And I don't know. May I talk about in the street, I drive radar car, them I get supervised by that. And I keep a few.
And understand the lay of the land and guerrilla warfare at the same time?
Guerrilla warfare? Look here, if you have a force that we supposed to think knows the terrain presently, and nothing is up, there's no dent, no real dent in the crime rate.
Yeah, but
So
because they are involved.
we can afford, Jamaica can afford for learning curve from outsiders. We can afford.
Yeah, but crime fighting in New York is different from crime fighting in Jamaica, right? How the police goes about solving a crime in New York, it would be different. A New York cop solving crime would be different because even here in New York, right, to deal with the gangs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had to form an anti-gang unit, right?
We have that.
And they had to hire Jamaicans, or they hire they hire translators, right?
But look here. So New York.
When they run the wiretap, they can
Man.
understand the thing.
I want you to look at it this way since you mentioned that.
Mm.
Since New York have practice in deal with Jamaicans and involve other Jamaicans already in the system, I'm sure say Florida have it. I'm sure say there are key cities in the US that go through the same thing, like New York, where there's a large influx of Jamaican gangs, right?
Mm.
England probably have it, right? And probably Canada to a lesser extent. Call it.
When you say Canada, you mean you're probably more Toronto, right?
Yeah, call it training ground for them now to say, well, since you have a better understanding than the average American law enforcement, come to Jamaica, because it will be harder for the thing that I'm driving at, it will be harder for them to be bribed by a little Jamaican man.
No. I understand we're driving at. I'm thinking of the lay of the land.
Yeah, man. And they're not going to be alone,
No, I know they wouldn't be alone. You would integrate them with
locals who go through the rigor of
right.
Yeah,
but
get back your job. You have to reapply. We're going lie detector. We're going to do everything.
Yeah, but it simply means that everyone who stays, who aren't suspended or fired, would have to be on board, right? They would have to make sure they have no ties at all.
Right. And the thing about it is
jeopardize.
The truth to be told. I know the commissioner. I know that the commissioner is clean. Every Jamaican knows the commissioner is clean. Mm-hmm. Right? He might come from JDF. Right? Everybody is clean, but and he knows certain things now, and he knows some of my colleague who need it. But the way the thing set up, he just can't do it. You understand me? So if there comes where both sides of the parliament say, we now play political football with crime anymore. Crime is not going to be on anybody's election plan. We're going to scratch out that. We know why the manifesto not going to have crime and security, because we not debate on that, because that is a unified thing and we're going to solve it together. So we're not going to debate who for one better than who for one. There's one crime plan. The people's crime, Jamaica's crime plan, supported by everybody. Get the money, Lego who for Lego, lock up who for lock up, call in with help, and we a confidence, you see the people coming back in know say we're there on a different thing. Transparency, and the supervisor supervisor, underground supervisor start from like a sergeant. From even for a sergeant, you know, it's a no nonsense man. Much as an inspector, much as an assistant, you know, all of them people, you know, so straight up. Me, I come at the phone, you think me, I come at the phone to talk about me, you want bribe? I mean, I say everybody, I watch my back, and as I slip my gun. So the new people coming in with a new mindset, say them must serve and protect, right? Once they accept time, now accept the salary and never try and live with the salary, right? The government can do something else by increasing the salary. So it's a lot of avenues to improve the whole thing. But me now go improve the salary and you go still a thief and a thief. Me now go improve the salary and still a sit with criminal. Me now improve it, you still a sit with scammer. Me now improve it and you still a stop people and I beg money. Now improve your money and you still do that.
That's all right.
You understand me? So these are the drastic. It probably sounds weird, but that doesn't mean they know because I can't see the problem. I solve the problem.
No, I understand where you're coming from. I've never heard it been done before, which is why I am questioning it. If
that is now somebody first do it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you'd have to get entire, you know, everyone on board.
That's what I said. Everybody would have to come sit down and say, that enough is enough. And we'll try something that has never tried before. The fire with fire, we tried that. We set up so much task force. Acid, this, that. None of them no work. We give police big gun, we give them armored car. You remember the police get armored car? Remember when we grew up a soldier alone in armored car? Police get armored car, riot, this, that. Nothing. Investment went to naught. We don't reap nothing but more crime. I mean, additional to that, we have to protect our borders better. We have to protect our borders. The fishermen, them we are carrying the gun. We do the gun drugs for trade, gun for and drugs and for gun trade.
That's very difficult, though.
No, them know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Them know the fish.
Okay, yes, they know who the players are.
Them know the players. That are the problem. They know the players. And when you start to the players, them start hang up. And according to the code system, and who no one go to the code system and want fire back shot, you see them at the mag. When we start say work.
What I'm saying is, what if the players change? Come on, man. The sea is huge.
The sea is huge, but if we see the police then come in and start dismantle the whole thing, the first thing that happen, new players are gonna take longer. Yo, me have to find something else to do. This look like it. That's the first thing, you know.
Well,
I take 10 out today. We sure me now get 10 tomorrow or 15. May I probably get brave ones. I'm going to take them out too.
We can hope that it's a deterrent.
Of course. Massive. Say me take out 10 and get 2. A 80% reduction. Come on. So we need to try things. Increase the patrol. So you got invest in more marine patrol.
Yeah, but you can never have enough, though.
No, you can never have enough. But
because even the US struggles.
Remember, no, you have radars, you know, equipments.
Yes, but even the US struggles, and the US they're not doing it alone. They're doing it in partnership with other countries.
But you know what biggest problem with our border patrol is the cooperation with the US government. Why is the US allowing so much gun to leave their ports? Me not talk about the gun now for trade will come from Haiti. Me not talk the one will leave by ship.
Well, that is definitely another issue to discuss.
You now tell me now US, I have a US citizen will tell me no, both government and citizen tell me say US government don't know.
They must know, and they must can track it.
Them know.
Yes, in a barrel or container, you have to put your information on it.
No, but guess what? Them don't care. Because I leave. Them don't care.
Right, exactly.
And them glad say to leave. And if more corporation will do and say gun is gun, no matter if it's a leave, I got somebody to kill somebody, and say it might end up kill your citizen through visitation. Through him. So when you allow to leave US today and say happy riddance, and then a plane load leave with tourists, where those guns can point at? Just because the relationship between tourists and crime is not that big, you know. And that's the satisfaction US are taking up. But who guaranteed that I'll stay that way forever?
Who knows? I guess once you reach there, then USA will take action.
No.
Apart from
preventative measures, you don't want the man them get desperate and start on the gun for anybody who them think of money and not think about the industry, because them not busy with the industry. So them are rob.
Listen, not even the US. There are certain preventative measures. They're not going to employ it in the Caribbean.
No, but that's an easy one. Is your citizen? You may say, an X-ray machine should be set up just like how things coming in. Them did. Look how easy them pick up jobs.
But remember, just like Jamaica, there's corruption in the US. People pay people off in the.
But it's harder.
Ports, It's harder, but it still happens.
It's harder for Jamaicans there and here to do it.
Remember, first of all, if we know all Jamaicans there, we work everywhere, and if there's money to be made, we're going to do it. Because I've seen many cases where baggage handlers have been arrested, and they're still doing it. I've seen cases where people have been arrested, Jamaicans working in the port, because a man bringing a couple cars that are stolen, and it's not true. I'm not saying it.
And you probably agree with me. I think the safety of your luggage through the ports to the US is much safer now than 20 years ago.
So,
we don't hear people talk about
apparently
again like one time, because of the constant firing, the surveillance system is set up, the integrity of people. You understand me?
There are more resources thrown at goods coming into this country.
And I'm saying equally, you can't equally. You can't big for equally. Put more in the outbound.
What I don't understand is how can someone pack a barrel with guns in it, and you're telling me that you don't know where it came from in the States? You can't arrest the person who sent it? That's part I don't understand.
Why not go to an X-ray machine to put it up on a ship? Like how you have to go to an X-ray machine when you come off the ship. Why the port of entry, inbound and outbound, don't have the same security system? Right.
Okay, forget about X-ray machine. What happens when guns are discovered in Jamaica? What does the US government do? Does the Jamaica government reach out to the US government to say, hey, here are the serial numbers, these shipment came from X person?
They have to.
Just like how they do control delivery when drugs come in the country, and they track and state, you have a bagger, coke, coming to New York, JFK Airport, and the final destination is Atlanta, Georgia, thousands of miles away, and they do control delivery. They have it go all the way to Atlanta, and then DEA set up control delivery. And that's a lot of effort,
Yeah.
So why if Jamaica get a barrel full of gun, why are we arresting people who are receiving it alone? What about the seller?
it's not found in their territory. I guess a man said, well, that Jamaica is Jamaica problem, and that is my problem.
Can't be Jamaica problem. It's gonna be your problem soon.
Look at scamming. US never look how much years US authority took to realize that scamming is hurting their citizens. Look how long it took for them to get on board and do some investigation.
It took people dying, you know.
Yeah.
These people actually commit suicide.
Your people who are contributed to your society, retired now, make some stupid move, and somebody will say, a fool in their own accent, of course, and language. But Jamaican interpretation, what I said, the authority in the US, I said, I eat at them. If they want to waste their money, waste money. For years, US has been saying that.
Listen, Jamaicans have been saying that.
But I'm saying it's the US citizens that have been hurting, and the US authority was saying that until them start take it up seriously.
Yes. No. Yeah.
876 number. Them start tracking. Them start sending for people at Jamaica extradite. This is a more recent thing, you know, and this thing has gone on for decades.
Yeah. Long time people have been getting money.
It's the same similar attitude they are taking on the guns. Of course, I'm not going to forget the one incident through Florida when they went up on about 150 guns. I don't know which idiot. Somebody must have knew coming at the authority of US and see the gun them and say, no, we can't export gun. Hold on for the gun them. I hear that, you know, because that's the norm. Because gun norm, they just go through and our business that somebody must have knew one and, do them work to the fullest.
Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it this way as well. Forget about Jamaica. Let's look at a bigger picture. Mexico. So guns from the US goes into Mexico, right? And those same guns are used by the cartel to fight the war to get drugs back into the US.
There's a cycle.
And some of these guns are military grade guns. Some of these guns came from military facilities. Whether they were commissioned to be destroyed, you know, but they're, you know, military grade guns and I mean, Mexico is harder
because of border, yeah.
Because of border, and they don't check you when you're going into Mexico. They check you when you're coming back into the US.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's an inbound thing, outbound thing. The outbound good. We're security lack. We access security from the outbound, but we're very stern and thorough on the inbound, and that's the attitude that needs to change.
You can take anything out, but you can't bring it back in.
But the thing out is gonna create another problem coming in.
It's creating a problem already. It's allowing opioid and drugs to flood the US market.
Let me ask you this question. Could it, since you are there, could it be US look at this gun thing going out because their view on gun is different from a Jamaican? They're more tolerable and tolerant, and where guns not frighten them.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
I have a lot of state that have open carriage, and they have a lot of state that man can own guns.
An arsenal of guns. Well, no, that's not it really. It's not, because it's not every state, you know, have the same rules and policy or feel the same way about.
But probably the guns are coming through those states that are very relaxed. They're not coming from New York. They're not coming from Florida only.
Yeah. But I mean, remember, the largest population of Jamaica lives in New York, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, but operation can be outside.
Yeah, we can be outside, but and U.S. New York have very strict gun rules.
Some
You
of the
know,
citizens that gather guns in New York, they would have gathered it in another state and ship it from that state.
no, they're shipping it from New York, though.
They must ship from New York there.
I'm trying to say, but I don't think it's our, the U.S. lacks attitude on gun. I don't think it's because, as you rightly pointed out earlier, it is going out, not coming in. So they're more focused on fighting what's coming into the country as opposed to what's going out.
So I understand all of that, but we have to have a solution. I have to have a solution. Where the solution?
Who knows what that would be, though?
But in concluding, Jamaica is still a place for me to live, work, and raise family, and a place for our friends in the diaspora to come back home.
To dream about coming back home.
Yeah.
The dream is still alive. The hunger, the urge.
Yeah.
Still exists. It's just.
And we here with the assistance over there, we have to make it happen. We have to make that become reality. So we have to give people hope that something is happening. We have to see the trend going in the right direction. Sustain for years in the right direction.
And the country losing out on a lot of economic opportunity, with returning residents investing in the country.
Not only the retired, but the people with even the young, the working class with the intellectual know-how, the investment money, some of those trained in US in economics and engineering and medicine to come back home and put some of those knowledge here.
Yeah, the teachers, the nurses,
So,
well, it's a dream of mine, though, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
keep that dream alive.
I have to. Now, living in Florida is not the same thing. Not the same thing. There's no substitute.
The mountains and the rivers are missing.
Yes, man, no substitute. And all our fruits, you can get mango and key in Florida, yes, but not every fruit you can get.
Yeah. And you can't get Portland in Florida. There's no. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm planning to live at Portland too. Portland are wonderful. Manchester, eh?
Yeah. So, as I say, in concluding, it can happen. It takes every one of us, every one of us to make it happen. So, with each person's voice and even this conversation, sharing,
a lot of prayers too.
Sharing our thoughts, sharing our desire, putting pressure on the government putting pressure on the police force putting pressure on the government back to say, give us the resource. The government asking, aids from abroad for resources and funding, and take some big steps, bold, big steps, come out of the box. Start repeating the field attempts. You understand me?
The same thing.
That does have all something because you think they will forget it, they try and fail already. Come on. Make something happen. Bring everybody at the table. All 63 members of parliament plus the senators and the upper house. Everybody lick it and say, one plan.
A bipartisan effort.
Yeah. So I'm sure that will assist in getting the thing done. And I'm sure say Yeah, people always go away for better, but people always come back and invest here and make Jamaica the Jamaica that it should be. You know, I look
Yeah.
forward. For sure, so you all look forward for that for happen.
Yes, boss.
Even visiting, you know, you all look forward to visit and feel safe. And come down as often as you can, just because you feel safe.
Exactly. So there's all this urge for me to go to Bahamas or Martinique or Europe. Or,
And
oh,
for them, as new places are always good enough, but you always drop in. You go drop in, but
you go
not
drop in the yard. The
drop in
first,
must yard. You know, yard must come.
yeah, that's gonna be the first visiting boat.
But people stay away just because. You know, my morning walks, I met somebody yesterday, and she's visiting, but she's visiting her daughter lives in my community.
Yeah.
So she in the recreational area. I was walking around the trail, and we're talking, and she said that she would buy something. She said she like it, she lovely, you know, this and she up on the mountain, she and
Latin man.
she love it and she'd have come. But why? I feel safe in here, but is it safe out there?
Oh,
House, you know, so it's a genuine concern.
yeah.
No matter what, if your home feels safe, you have to go out in the wider society. So we want to change that concept. You know, we could do it now. People, you know, put the pressure upon the government. That's where it starts. And make the government put pressure upon elsewhere. Make the government put the pressure upon the US government to change something there. Make the government beg some money. You know, I don't mind paying more tax to be safe.
Yeah.
If me know say, you know, and if we can get some police members to even for in the amount that I desire, but if more international people, the amounts as are extra high,
Yeah.
the police will feel pressured to do doing the right thing or stop doing the wrong thing.
Yeah,
You
true.
know,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true.
when we find out, good while now, the US government through the US embassy knows so many things that's happening here.
Yes.
There are people here undercover right now,
Remember the CIA, my friend?
right? They are still here, not as wide as in the 70s and 80s, but they are still here, but they are doing information. And when them see something get too big, they will act. Because remember these people, it was the US government through the US ambassador to Jamaica who called the Prime Minister, Portia Simpson at the time, to get the Commissioner of Police to a meeting at the Prime Minister's office that resulted in the Commissioner of Police resigning with immediate effect. Because of information that they gathered on him before he became Commissioner.
Who?
Ellington.
I don't know the story, so
Ellington. Right?
he was
So-
involved in corruption, or
He was involved in allegedly involved in something when he was less ranked, far less ranked.
oh,
And they come to that information and say they don't want, even if him change and baptize and turn pastor, they don't want him there.
oh shit.
So powerful that this government is. Don't tell me say US can't do it.
They can do it. Listen, they can do it. They just don't want to do it. We know they can do it.
So the people in the diaspora, pressure your local authorities in your little city and state that have the Jamaican connection. A lot of Jamaicans in government now. We have
I was about to say that.
we have a vice president of roots here. Pressure them to help. Your congressperson, a lot of congressperson, senators, they have Jamaican links. Pressure them. You understand me? Keep your meetings. Say we have to do better. We love Jamaica. Everyone will love Jamaica. Whether we have Jamaican connection or not. Make us save the country. Why the country are language so long?
Everybody wants to be Jamaican.
You know, but me don't want to take over because sometimes when you get too involved, you know, they can't go too far. I don't want that, you know.
Yes. So be careful what you ask for, my friend.
It does down for me like the light bulb goes up. Bing! Panama. Bing! 80. Grenada. Bing! Cuba. Well, Venezuela. Well, wait.
Oh, there are so many.
Iraq.
Afghanistan, Iraq.
Well, you know, but help is still needed. So, because a lot of the guns are coming from there. You know, so with that said, we love Jamaica, and Jamaica is always going to be the paradise of the Caribbean and of the Western region. So we have to keep it safe for everybody to utilize it, so that my dear friend here, Prof, can come back home with his family and his boys and his grandkids and everybody, and you know, and the people who are in Florida.
Yes, people.
His family in Florida can think the same. When he comes to Florida, them start Florida from Florida too. And nobody there in Florida for stay to Florida.
Yeah, people want to come on my yard here, sir. Want to come on my yard. All right?
You know, so make it happen, man, even through prayer. But prayer alone can't work. So action.
Yeah.
The action is to lobby, get your voice, go on the radio station, talk about it, man. So why we can't start the conversation? Through conversation, ideas will breed, and a solution may, you know, develop. Pressure.
Yeah, we can't. You know, I mean, every year the crime rate seems to get higher and higher. You know.
Yeah, so I could read. So on that note, this is Teach. Then thank you for tuning in. Another episode.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and you know, comment, engage.
Yes, please do. So until next time, this is Teach and the Prof saying good night.
Good night, folks.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos. And don't forget to comment and hit that notification bell. This has been another episode of Teach and the Prof.